Hi guys, welcome to our channel. It's me Eve and behind the camera is my mum Emmy.
Hi.
In today's video I'll be showing you how to make some pyjama shorts, but we're not sewing them yet. That'll be in the next video. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications and give us a big thumbs up. So as I told you before, my mum is behind the camera. She'll just be helping me if I get stuck in any part of the video. So before we start, I'd just like to mention these are all cotton jersey fabrics. I'm also going to show you now that you need your fabric a certain way for when you cut out your pattern. This is the one we'll be using today, so we'll start off with this. This you can have anyway because as you see the guitars are going all in different directions. Same with the polka dot or spotty, whatever you like to say. These are going all in different directions. But then with this one, you see there's people on it, but they're all facing the same way. Which means when you do it, you need to make sure that your pattern is facing up rather than if you accidentally do it down, that'll be a problem because you have all the things facing the wrong way. So just to make myself clear about what I've just said, I'm going to show you with a piece of fabric that has all of the pattern on it going in one direction. So as you can see, when I put my pattern on here, the pattern is too wide for this particular fabric. So what I'm going to do, instead of cutting it and it being too small, you open up your fabric, flip it over, and then you're actually going to do two of the patterns. So as you see it now fits, you would then pin your pattern onto your fabric, cut around it, and then, oh, no, wrong way, this way, cut around it, pin and everything, and then flip it over, and do it just underneath, cut around again so that you have opposites. So that's how you would do it if you had it all going one way.
Yes. So you're going to, but instead of using that one, we are going to use that one because that's the one you prefer. So you're going to fold your fabric double lengthwise because in this case it doesn't matter how you have it. This way. So this way because there's not much left over of this fabric. So fold it that way. And then you have a piece in the middle here. Fold it down like that. And then you're going to use the part that has got the widest left so that you can lay your fabric on without it causing any trouble. So when I say any trouble is when you fold it widthways, find the widest part of your leftover fabric and then lay your fabric on your piece of fabric. Oh, sorry, your pattern.
Yes. Fabric.
Yeah.
But on this one, we have it. Our fabric is being cut here, using for something else, which means if we put it here, it's not quite the right size. So we turn it over, and we can do it there.
Yes, and then you're gonna use your pins and pin your pattern piece onto the fabric. So you're going to put your pins all around, ready for cutting. So the pattern is cut out. Eve is going to remove the pin. What we have decided is to make the shorts a little bit longer. So we have added, apart from the extra that we did in the previous video, we've added some more in at this one. But you don't have to do it. We just decided that we wanted it a little bit longer. So Eve is removing the pins and taking the pattern off. And then you can see she has two pieces of fabric. Show her the two pieces of fabric. Yeah, so she has two pieces. So we're going to be sewing the two pieces together. We'll show you how to sew the next two pieces together. So get your machine ready, get it threaded so that we can go over to putting the shorts together.
Now I've got my machine ready, as you can see. I've got it on a straight stretch stitch. I'm going to mention now the machine will be going a little bit slower when I sew because of the stretch stitch. I've got my tension dial on 4, my middle needle position, which means 5, and I'm ready to start to sew.
That is just on this particular machine, so you might have to check the settings on your machine. SS here for this stretch stitch that Eve was talking about, and you're keeping it on the normal straight one. That is the triple stitch that you can see there on A. A is the middle needle position and B is the left needle position, but we're keeping it on A.
So I'm going to show you now. We've got two pieces of fabric here. We're going to be sewing them separately. So you need your fabric, you'll need fabric scissors, elastic for in the waist, pins, unpickers, just in case you make any mistakes and you need to unpick.
Yep. So you're gonna start by folding the one piece together, one pattern piece together.
Making sure the good side is on the inside. And then now you need to make sure the corners are right next to each other. And then pin. Just not too close to the edge, because you don't want to get in the way of when you're sewing. But if it is, make sure you take your pins out of the way.
And basically what Eve is doing is she is folding together. Hold it up, Eve, so that they can see. Hold it up, please. That is one leg, one side of your shorts. So you're going to sew the inside leg.
Turn on your machine.
Bring it a little bit closer to you, towards you.
Make sure you get ready to do your back stitch.
So a little bit further in, yeah.
Oh.
And that
Just
can
a
happen.
little bit further in.
And actually don't do a back stitch, because this is a triple stitch. So you're gonna sew on your 1 centimeter allowance. So set your foot down, please, and move it a little bit further. Yeah, you don't want to start straight on the edge, and then just sew. And what you will notice is that the machine is a lot slower than when you're using your normal stitch. Move the pin out of the way, please.
Lift your foot and the foot up. Cut the thread off at the side, and then make sure afterwards you cut the thread off.
And then do the same on the other leg.
Okay, so now I've sewn both of my pieces and cut off my thread. I now have my left piece and my right piece.
Yes, and the other thing you have got as well is you can see the longer lower edge of the pattern is the back, and the higher one is the front. So the back here and the front there, you've got them on the wrong side at the moment. You want to turn it to the right side of the fabric.
There's one.
And then that's one leg, so that's one leg. And then the other side as well, turn it inside out, turn it to the right side of the fabric. And then basically what you want to do is you want to continue keeping the opposites together. So that is basically two pattern pieces you will have whenever you sew the side seam of the inside legs together. You will then take the two pieces, keeping them on the outside of the fabric. You will take one leg and the other leg facing together, side seam on side seam. So the crotch here, you're going to open up your seam like this and pin together there. and then you will take the leg, you're going to turn it into the other leg. I hope this is making sense.
It will probably make more sense once you've seen it.
Yeah, it will definitely make more sense. You're basically taking one leg and putting it into the other leg. So you end up having just one leg. So this is just one pattern piece. Can you see this? So you've taken the other one and put it in. You have joined them through the middle here, the crotch bit. And what you're going to do is you're going to pin and then sew. You can tack as well if you find it easier, which is from the top all the way around until you're at the other end here. So we're going to pin that and then sew.
So now I'm going to sew as my mum has just said. I'm going to start sewing from here down around here and then up this way. So then your two pieces will join together. It looks like it's in one now, but we just said before it's the two pieces in one.
Yes, and also remember not to sew the top bit, just around. You're going to remove this part here to make it a lot easier for you to sew. Still using your stretch stitch, and I have to mention that Eve is using a ballpoint needle, because for stretch fabric you will need to use a ballpoint needle. Starting a little bit too low, so put your needle back up for me, please. Yeah, there, and then set your foot down. You don't want to start too close to the edge, because otherwise the machine is going to try and feed it through, but you don't want to start too far down either.
Okay, so now I have sewn all the way around, as you can see.
So take it out please, so that they can see that it's all together and it's one piece now. So you've got the shorts that look like this at the moment. As you can see, she's sewn it together.
They
I
will
hope you
look
can see that. Yes,
they will look a little bit big now, but what we're going to be doing next is making a tunnel to put the elastic through. We are just using normal elastic. We've already measured it to fit just below my waist.
and then so we've opted for a 1/2 inch elastic, the width of the elastic. So when you're creating the tunnel, you need to keep in mind that you want your elastic to fit in. So we're going to be folding the top over. Help me fold it over, please, Eve. Turn it around here, turn it over. Yeah, so you're creating the tunnel, and then you want to make sure you tuck the edge in so you have a nice finished edge here. So we're going to do that all the way around and then show you how to sew that. So we've created the tunnel for the shorts. So as you can see on the inside, it's all pinned. And what you'll find that it's because it's a cotton jersey, it has a tendency to curl. The fabric edges are going to curl. So you can use a stretch interfacing to stop it from curling. I haven't got any at the moment, so I have just folded it in by 1/2 centimeter, and I've created the tunnel, the width slightly bigger than the width of the elastic that we're going to put in. What we've also done is we've already pinned the hem of the shorts, as you can see, and the hem is 2 centimeters, so folding it over by 2 centimeters and then tucking it in by 1/2 centimeter. Eve is going to show you part on the other leg how to fold it in. So Eve is measuring the 2 centimeters. There, fold it over at the 2 centimeters, please. Yeah, and then tuck it in by 1/2 centimeter. And that's what she's going to do all the way around on the hem for the leg. And then she's going to pin it. And then if you don't want to sew it in with the pins in, you can also tack it. So we're pinning that around.
So now what I've done, I've got both of the leg pinned. That's one. The other leg. And then the top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew around the top, oops, making sure I leave a gap.
So Eve is going to sew very close to the edge here. So the bottom edge here, not the top edge, the bottom edge, to make sure you close everything. Leave a little gap, and ideally you want to leave a gap somewhere, like for instance we're leaving a gap here where the seam is, the middle seam is the seam here, ideally the back one, but we're not putting what's it called, a ribbon in, so we're just doing the gap at the back seam. And then also that's for the elastic, to put the elastic in, so that the elastic can go in. And then once the tunnel is sewn, because the hem for the shorts have already been pinned up, we're also going to sew that straight away. So Eve is going to sew that all in one go and then show you what it looks like. So what Eve is doing now is cutting off all the pieces of thread. She's sewn the tunnel at the top, as you can see here. I don't know if you can see the stitch line, very close to the edge here. She's also done the hem. I don't know whether you can see it, the hem there. And she's now cutting all the pieces of thread off. And then the next step is to get the elastic. We've put a safety pin at the end of the elastic. She's gonna put it through, guide it through the tunnel, where we've left open the gap at the top in the back here. So she's gonna put it in, and she's gonna go around. And the way I always explain putting the elastic through the tunnel is through the push. So push and pull your elastic. So push your pin, push your pin and pull. And also what can happen is sometimes if you are at the end, so you've gone around, you have to be careful that the elastic doesn't pull all the way out. So it's always handy to pin. Eve, put a pin in here please, so that it doesn't come out here at the other end, this one here. The pin through. Yeah, so the pin is in, and then she's going to guide the elastic through the tunnel. So the elastic is in. You've come out on the other side, haven't you, Eve? Let's see. The pin is still in. Don't let go of the pin yet until, let me help you here. So we're going to pull this out like this. Take the safety pin out. Take your pin out on the other side. You're gonna overlap the elastic like this, so the two ends overlap. And then what you're going to do is sew here, sew here, sew across. So you're basically creating a little square. And then once that's sewn, you're going to close the gap. So we're going to pin that, and then Eve is going to sew here, create a little square. So pull the elastic a little bit down. Make sure it's not twisted when you're coming to finishing it off. So make sure you feel around here, making sure it's not twisted. And if it's not twisted, you're happy, then you can go ahead and close the elastic there. Yeah, all done.
One side.
So Eve is sewing the elastic. Show them please, Eve. Yeah, so there's a little gap there at the top which she's going to close. So she's going to put the elastic in and then close that tiny little gap here from here to there. So if you quickly do that, Eve, and then the shorts are finished. Fold it over and put it under the machine. Don't forget your back stitch, please. Oh no back stitch. Set your foot down. So you're sewing the gap, not the elastic. Yeah, all done. Lift it up, cut all your pieces of thread off for me, please. Get them all off, please. And then you can hold the shorts up for everybody to see, because it is now finished.
Last piece of thread.
Hold it up for me, please. And that's the pair of shorts. Set them on the table, please. A little bit higher here. And that's the pair of shorts. So the same as the black and white polka dot ones before, but what we've done is we've made them longer. We've not increased the size, we've just only made them longer, so they look a bit bigger, but they're just longer. So that's it.
Thanks for watching. Make sure if you liked our video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe and turn on the notifications as I said before. Bye!
Bye!